everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we are continuing where we left off with the Qitari here in the Great Wood. So the next quest we take from the serpent here, called Delving Deeper. The Great Serpent of Ronka wishes to impart divine wisdom onto you, or so you think. The serpent jumps about joyfully. It appears that the Qitari excavation effort is proceeding swimmingly. Speak with Chakul Katul and see if there is anything you might do to lend a hand. Oh, Claire, you'll be happy to know that the charm your friends fashioned for us works most splendidly. We've been able to reach deeper depths than ever before. And thanks to you, the restoration of the first stela is all but complete. You simply must see it. You'll also be pleased to know that the relics and records that turned up in our subsequent trips have been confirmed that the interpretation of history that you espouse was indeed and indubitably true. Oh, that's good to hear. We came upon many ritual instruments in the tunnels below. It is most clear that, let it suffice to say, we Qitari have never been particularly adept at the art of war, and so it was our ancestors searched far and wide for a safe haven where they could call home. Ronka, on the other hand, was composed of many strong peoples: the Ronso, brave warriors; the Dryan, adept at the arcane arts; and the Viis, peerless archers, all working together for the Empire's prosperity. Not long after the Qitari first made contact with the Empire, our skills as scribes and scriveners came evident to high-ranking court officials, and we were offered a prominent role in Ronkan society in return for our loyal service. Four races so different, all living and working together for the greater good. Oh, what I wouldn't give to be able to live just one day in those glorious days of the Empire. But our work is far from done. Indeed, in our explorations we have found what appears to be an entrance leading to an even deeper level of the caves. I have little doubt that the remaining stelae lie further below. I have sent a team below to conduct a preliminary investigation before we begin the next phase of the excavation in earnest. My trusted scout, Tonol Manol, should be here to make her report at any... Master Qatar, I bring news from below. News that I fear is not good. Again? I swear if we Qitari did not have rotten luck, we would have none at all. Do tell, what did you find down there? Entering the second stratum, we came upon a shrine to our protector, Oxtalan. It appears to have been ravaged by the beasts that lurk below, but still it stood after all these years. A shrine, you say? No doubt it was erected by our ancestors, most likely to ward off some greater danger that lurks further below. That was my thought as well, Master Qatal. A cave-in, a flood, fearsome creatures from the deep. We were too fear-stricken to press onward, not knowing what manner of calamity might befall us. But we must press on somehow. Can we not appeal to Dallin somehow, that he might protect us as we delve further? Indeed, perhaps there is a suitable ritual for the occasion. Sadly, if there is, I fear it is beyond my knowledge. Perhaps you might find an answer in Fan now. Why, yes, indeed, the Viis are nothing if not well-versed in Ronkan tradition. The one with hair the color of night, Master Linnea, was it? I hear she has lived as long as 10 Qitari. Yes, I am certain she will have knowledge that will serve us well. Long-lived as they are, the wisdom they have passed down through generations doubtless rivals that which our ancestors recorded. If anyone can help us, I dare say it is them. Good, Claire. Pray take me to Fannau at once. I would meet their Master Lanal, that I might partake in her deep knowledge of ancient Ronkan rites. Alright, let's head out. Good thing it's not too far. I gotta say, these Qitari are so well spoken, at least compared to the QQ-Ren of the source. I mean, most are nowhere near as eloquent as they are. you two! Welcome back, Claire. For better or for worse, little has changed with me since last we met. Paina, too, is as indecisive as ever. Claire, you grace us with your presence. Me, I will be departing on my journey any day now. Yes, as soon as I decide where my destination will be. So many Viis in one place! I can scarce believe my eyes. Squee, squee! We had heard rumors the Qitari have returned to the Great Wood, but did not expect to receive a visit so soon. Just seeing you brings back memories of olden times. Memories? Do you mean that you knew my ancestors? I am older than you might think, my little friend. Anyhow, the answer is yes. Have you heard the name Shapal Takul? She was a close friend of mine, and would come calling often to exchange news of the wood. Shapal Takul? I do believe I saw that name on Father's family tree. If I recall correctly, she was my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother. It was that long ago, was it? How quickly the years fly by. Still, I am heartened by your presence, young Chakul. For many years after the flood, I feared we would never see one of your kind again. And you, Claire, welcome back to Fan now. What brings you to us this day? I see. Our Qitari friends seek to discover their history and reclaim the knowledge and lore of their ancestors. An admirable goal indeed, and doubtless not a simple task. We would be honored to lend you our aid and reforge the bonds between our peoples that were so strong in the days of Ronka. Now do tell me more of these tunnels you are exploring. My dear sister has quite a weakness for ancient Ronkan ruins and relics, you see. To tell the truth, I've been preparing to leave the Great Wood on a journey of the realm, but if the Qitari require my aid, perhaps I could postpone my departure just a bit longer. Squee! It would seem the Great Serpent smiles upon our partnership as well. This is auspicious indeed. Master Linnell, what knowledge of the Qitari lives on here in Fannau? Very little, I am afraid. The tales I can remember hearing from my dear departed friend, and no more. Sadly, the precise details of Qitari rites and rituals are beyond my recollection. And yet, I do recall Shapal once mentioning that Qitari prayers to Oxtalan were remarkably similar in form to our own petitions to Yamaja. It is not so surprising, perhaps, given how closely our two peoples were connected in those days. If we were to teach you one of our own traditions, mayhap you could adapt it to your own purposes. You would do that for us? Gladly, old friend, but first we will need to prepare a simple altar for performing the rite, and find ourselves a suitable offering. The liver and blood of an ancient beast, together with pristine water from the sacred spring near the Kamul Astropolis. Yes, I do believe this will suffice. I know the ways of the beasts of the wood. Leave the hunting to me. As for the final offering, I suspect Claire would have little difficulty acquiring it, yes? Excellent. In the meantime, I will teach the ritual to young Chakul here. Where the passage into the tunnel's larger, we would accompany you ourselves, but alas. Do not worry, my good Master Linnell. I will learn the words and gestures well, and Dallin will hear our plea. Just you wait and see. You are a spirited one, friend, but be forewarned, Master Linnell is a strict taskmistress. Egad! Forgive me, my friends. I will do my best. Anyhow, let us all reconvene at Hoppelstoppel, where we are finished with our allotted tasks. It's so nice everyone can get along. I thank you, friend. It is not every day that we can reunite with friends from an age long past. Master the Nile won't be too hard on me, will she? Squee! The great serpent lets out a high-pitched squeal. It appears to be quite pleased to see the Qitari and Viis working together towards a common good. And I went the wrong way, didn't I? I saw that glowing mark on the map, and my whole brain just sort of went. Don't you hate that when it happens? I do hate that. Sorry about that. Okay, so where is it now? Up this way. I thought it was strange because we're supposed to be near the ruins and we were going opposite way of the ruins. Okay, I see it now. So I was actually quite glad to see that they took care of that whole, like, we guess right. Because I was worried that, well, we're just kind of making things up as we go along here. So, I mean, we're not really reclaiming their history, we're kind of rewriting history as we see fit, so I'm glad to see that we aren't doing that. Okay. So we got the water, and I'll just grab some wind crystals too, why not? So we should be completing the next part of the temple. We're going to find the next block of stone, and I'm guessing we're going to have to try to guess the next part of their history. I was wondering when you might return, Claire. Have you found the offering that we require? Water collected from a natural fountain said to be blessed by Oxdalen, guardian of the underworld. The Viis believe this will suffice as an offering to Dallin? Very well, so be it. As soon as Chakul and the Viis arrive, we shall begin the second phase of the excavation. Why, look at all the Qitari scuttering about. I'd heard that they were industrious people, but to see it with my own eyes is impressive indeed. Hail and well met. I am Finnau Fannau, and this is my sister Shunya. You have come to assist in the ritual of which your son has doubtless told you. Greetings, greetings. Please accept my apologies for making a fuss so close to your village, and without properly paying my respects. I fear I've been quite preoccupied with my duties here. There is no need for that, friend. It is we who should apologize for our sisters who gave you such a fright upon your return home. As you may well know, our peoples were strong friends and allies in the days of Ronka. It is our honor to reforge those bonds in the present day. Should you require anything of us, you need but say the word. Anyhow, thanks to Claire here, it would seem we have the offerings needed to proceed with the ritual. Do you remember all that Master Lanile taught you, Chakul? But of course, I say the words over to myself 100 times on the way here. I will do your Master Lanile and my people proud. I should hope so, my son. Very well, let the dig begin. Okay, they've safely returned from the investigation of the tunnels. I was kind of expecting they would bring back another serpent of Ronka. We would have like a whole collection of them. It would seem that things beyond our understanding are afoot in the depths below. Another avatar of the great serpents. What is the meaning of this? Squee? Oh, what happened? Squee, squee! I cannot say for sure. We found a second stela, but I fear, much as the last one, it proved too massive to carry to the surface. Just as we were pondering our next course of action, this armor-clad fellow arrived and let out a mighty squee! Precisely. While I cannot confess to fully understand the import of what it was saying, I can only surmise that the serpent once again wishes for us to call upon the wisdom of the ally of Ronka, Claire that is, and restore the stela to its erstwhile form. And yet, much as last time, the engravings are withered to no small degree. I have my own thoughts about what they signify, but I would hear my son's theory first. What say you, Chakul? Well, let me see now. One marking was clearly of a Viis knocking a bow. Then I could make out the semblance of a Qitari, its arms seemingly held in the air. An image of this on a Qitari stone. How fascinating. Just as the first stela depicted our history with the Ronkan Empire, no doubt these markings tell of the first encounter between our two peoples. I thought the same, Father. Having befriended the benevolent Ronkans, our people had then met the Viis, skilled hunters and wise to the ways of the forest. So pleased were our ancestors that they threw their hands into the air in glee. That is a most optimistic interpretation, my boy. And yet I fear it is more logical to read the stone a different way. Doubtless the Viis came upon our ancestors, small and scurrying about the forest, and took them for prey. Facing arrows pointed at their hearts, our ancestors threw up their hands in sheer terror. So it was that the Viis, newcomers to the Great Wood, nearly came into conflict with the mighty Ronkan Empire. Our legends tell of how the goddess Yamaja guided our people to the forest, but say little of what awaited us upon our arrival there. As far as we can say, both theories are more than plausible. Still, I would hope to believe. No, I will say no more. It would ill behoove me to stick my nose into matters of Qitari lore. I agree. Qitari history should be written by the Qitari themselves. In any event, we are pleased that we are able to contribute to your cause in some small way. We shall return to Fan now, but please do not hesitate to call upon us again. There's still much catching up to do between our peoples. Once again, it seems we find ourselves with a choice to make. Squee! Squee! Why me? Yes, Claire, do impart unto us your wisdom once more. How are you inclined to interpret our history? I don't know why they look to me. I'm a stranger to this world, okay? I barely know, like, the bare basics of this whole world. Again, father and son have arrived at different theories regarding the history of the Qitari as recorded on the stela. At the bidding of the great serpent, it falls to you to serve as a mediator. Again, why us? We're not even from this world! With the wisdom and blessing of the Viis, an altar to Oxtalan has been constructed at the Hoppelstoppel. Doubtless this will serve to protect and impart good fortune to the Qitari as they continue to explore the tunnels. New Qitari beast tribe. Oh, okay, new tribe quests, which means that we probably have new items that we can purchase. Oh, okay, we have some new quests here. Okay, so basically everything that we should already know by now when it comes to the beast tribes. Yes, a wider selection of wares. Okay, so let's see what we got. Aged oak wood. I don't know what that's for, but I'm sure we'll find out. Serpent looks upon expectantly, appears eager to see the excavation continue. Okay. You two saw how Master Lanile welcomed us when we visited Fan now, yes? Why, it is simply preposterous to think that the friends of my great-great-greats and so on grandmothers and grandfathers hunted us like vermin. Yes, I'm quite certain that the Viis were our friends from the earliest of days. The Qitari in the markings is meant to be raising its hands in sheer joy. Surely you agree? Well, I mean, if you remember when you first got here, it didn't exactly end well. Let's see what Dad has to say. History is full of cruelties and harsh truths. While my boy would propose a starry-eyed view of our past, I prefer to face reality with my eyes wide open. The Viis and the Qitari forged a friendship trusted and true. Acknowledging the unpleasant nature of our first encounter allows us to appreciate that all the more. Sure you agree, Claire? Yeah, but you know what? I'm not sure I really want to go that way. I like his version. And I have a feeling that there's really not a wrong answer here because the game is just going to modify itself to a point that we are correct, so kind of like last time. Alright, so I gave it a little bit more thought, so I have decided to go with more of the brighter view of the world, I guess. Like a much more happy interpretation. Hopefully we're right. Splendorous. So thank you, Claire. I knew you would see things as I did. Second Stella, a fast friend. Okay, convince you of the merits regarding this theory and the history between the Qitari and the Viis. You believe my son has the right of it? Well, I suppose there is something to be said for adopting a brighter view of history. Very well, let us proceed with the restoration. At long last, another piece of our history comes into focus. But our struggle to reclaim our legacy goes on. Pray continue to lend us your aid. Father and I will send for our finest artisans. The work must begin at once. Yay, I can't wait to see it. Okay, second stele has been restored to depict Jakokatol's interpretation of the first encounter between the Qitari and the Viis. Protected by the new altar erected according to the traditions of the Viis and heartened by the rediscovering another piece of their heritage, the stewards have returned to their excavation efforts with newfound zeal. Should you choose, continue to aid them in their cause. Okay. I intend to teach Master Lanile's inculcation to all the stewards. Surely it will protect us from harm. Squee! Okay, so set us expectantly. We are most fortunate that the Viis have preserved the wisdom of ancient Ronka. We would be all but lost without their aid. Alright, so let's take care of the tribe quest for today, and I think we can call it there. Okay, so the first one is meet and greet. Faye faces an unprecedented dilemma, a disastrous deluge of dead deer delicacies. Our Viis friends have presented us with the enormous haul of venison as a sign of their appreciation for our work. The only problem is there's so much of it. We'll need to smoke the meat before it goes rotten. Could I be awfully impertinent to ask you to bring me some rock salt? Sprinkling it on the meat beforehand draws out the rich, gamey flavors. That actually sounds really good now. I'm starving. I have not eaten all day, so I'm making myself dinner when I'm done here. Okay, next one is I have never exploded. Well, hopefully you don't ever. Okay, appetite for destruction. Workers have been experiencing all manner of difficulties of late. Worst among them are the cave-ins, which lead to cracked skulls and blocked tunnels. We're still working on a solution to the former. We at least have a plan for the latter. Explosives. Should I be concerned? I'll spare you the details, but to make our destruction-dealing devices, we'll need a smattering of saltpeter. Any you can provide will be gratefully received. Oh boy, I know some kobolds who would love to help out here. Okay, by the power invested in Squee. What's that mean? Must say the workers are doing a tremendous job of excavating all those relics, though I can't help but notice that some of them are beginning to flag to various degrees. What they need is motivation. Luckily, I have a cunning plan. Utul Matul has already agreed to assist me, so pray speak with him to learn what it entails. Okay, that's strange. But I have an idea that we're getting a look at what our mount's going to be. Greetings, my good madam. I take it you are here at Chatol Pasul's request, yes? The truth is we have uncovered a rather bizarre artifact in the deeper levels of the cavern. An urn, but one like no other. For inside was, for want of a more grandiose word, a whistle. Or perhaps it was a flute. Whatever it is, one brave soul took it and played a brief melody, and a moment later something appeared within the otherwise empty vessel. The great serpent itself! Wow, really? I could hardly believe my eyes, but what happened next was perhaps even more miraculous. Our divine visitor did release a heavenly light, and those who did receive of this blessing were as Qitari reborn, filled with vigor. Now, listen carefully. By using the sacred whistle, you are to guide the great serpent to my fellows and grace them with its mystical light. I shall be praying for your success, my most esteemed and gracious comrade. Okay, this I gotta say. Aww! Look at that! It looks so funny! Oh my god, I love that! And it's playing music! Oh, that's cool! Now let's go find ourselves some layabout Qitari and get them back to work. Looks like it's down here. And where? Where are they? Okay, so it has to be up here. Oh, there they are. Shirking my duties? Never. I'm just resting my legs. And my eyes. Some of the Qitari workers are struggling to find motivation, yada yada yada. Blessings of the Great Serpent itself, eh? Can't say I've done much to deserve it, but I take it all the same. Praise be! Let's find the other one. Hello? Don't we have enough relics by now? What are we planning to do with them all anyway? Good heavens above! I never felt so alive! That worked out better than I hoped. Too bad people in real life aren't like that you just shine a light on them and suddenly, oh, I can work all day. Yeah, it'd make things easier if we could do that. So, where to next? Okay, so it's down near the swamp that we have to go for that next part. That would be the closest. Ah, so gloomy and raining. Just as today. It has been pouring rain outside all day. Normally I don't complain about that, but I guess it's just after a while, after having nothing but bad weather, you just feel depressed. Okay, I think we are all overdue for a little sun right now. Okay, here we go, and sadly we gotta say goodbye to the Great Serpent. Thank you, little friend. Okay, just need 3 pieces. I think that was more than 3, but we'll take it. Alright, and now we just need the rock salt. I hate traveling through the Great Wood, if I have to be honest. It's just so many cliffs and trees, you kind of have to fly around, so there's only a few places that you can really go. Like, paths from one side to the other, anyway. Yeah, so aside from Slitherbow, there's really, like, only a handful of places that you can actually slip by, otherwise. I think it's around here. We can't go any higher. Alright, here we are. Here we go. Okay, so we just need 3 more here, and we'll head back, and we'll probably call it a day from there. We're back! You brought that which I requested? Time is of the essence. Alright, so The splendid rock salt is sprinkled on meat during the smoking process to draw out its natural flavor. The same could in fact be said for particularly any salt, but the Qitari tend to notice when someone tries to fob them off with anything less than the genuine article, hence the need to seek out this particular variety. I mean, it's called splendid rock salt, so it better be good salt. My word, this is splendid! Just the fragrance alone makes me want to gobble it all up, even without the venison. Of course, that would rather defeat the purpose of having you rush about before the meat spoils. We wouldn't want the Viis' generous gift to go to waste now, would we? Yeah, I think if you eat a lot of salt anyway, it could kill you, so... Alright, next one. Do you have what I need to try my hand at making explosives? Yes, and I feel like I should be concerned about you. Not to be confused with Salt or Peter, whoever that is. Ah yes, this is just what I was looking for. Probably, once it's been combined with grasses, saltpeter, charcoal, sulfur, and just a tiny splash of urine. Not mine, I might add. And we should be ready to blast through that rubble. Really? I'm not a pyrotechnic, so I can't say if that's true. To be frank, I'm not much experience in this sort of thing, but it seems like that I can eventually perfect it through trial and error. After all, what is the worst that could happen? Oh, I don't know, you could blow up or blow a limb off. That's just my immediate thought. Okay, last one. I trust all went according to my, if I may say so, brilliant plan. It seems word of your exploits have spread quickly, and the other workers are all doing their utmost to unearth yet more relics. As for the questions surrounding our divine benefactors and the reasons for its involvement, the Great Serpent moves in mysterious ways. Sometimes it'll wiggle, other times it'll bob up and down and let out a mighty scream. Yes, we are truly blessed. Interesting. Oh, and look, it looks like the map on the wall has also been updated. But anyway, everyone, thank you so much for watching. We will call it a day right then and there for right now. So until next time, be safe, take care, and have a good rest of your day. Bye!